Whenever you meet a friend, sometimes they start praising their own beauty even before the conversation begins, without any external trigger. Lines like, "I look so beautiful today, right? No one has perfect features like mine. People stop and stare when they see me." These statements flow from their mouth as if oxygen. Every conversation revolves around them, and if you try to talk about something else, they quickly steer it back to their looks, style, or charm. This is not just self-love, it's a constant need for validation. Without compliments, they feel uncomfortable. Now imagine a person thinking internally, "The world cannot function without me. I will guide everyone, I am the leader. Without me, nothing will be done correctly. People need me, and they can only succeed if I give them direction. I am special, chosen." This mindset shows up in every decision they make. They see themselves as the ultimate problem solver, and if someone doesn't follow their advice, they show anger or contempt. These two behaviors, endless self-praise about beauty and the "world revolves around me" God complex, are two faces of narcissism. At the core, an inflated sense of self and complete disregard for others' feelings. This is not just an attitude or overconfidence, it's a pattern of dark psychology that quietly eats away at relationships, diminishes others' self-worth, and yet the narcissist sees themselves as blameless. Today, we'll dive into narcissism, its roots, its two faces, the cycle of abuse, NPD, workplace challenges, and the biggest truth: the problem often lies not in the narcissist but in the people around them. Most importantly, how you can protect yourself in personal life or at work. Let's begin, because knowledge is the first form of protection. The roots of narcissism. Narcissism is not a modern trend or a social media fad. Its roots are thousands of years old, dating back to ancient Greek mythology. There was a young man named Narcissus, so beautiful that everyone admired him. But he never loved anyone, only his reflection. Gazing at his image in the water, he became so obsessed that he stopped eating or drinking and eventually died by drowning. This story is not just about vanity, it shows that when a person is completely absorbed in themselves, they forget to see others as human beings. This is where narcissism begins. Psychologically, it's a cocktail of inflated self-image plus lack of empathy. Freud divided it into primary, natural in childhood, and secondary, toxic in adulthood. Modern psychology lists extreme narcissism as Narcissistic Personality Disorder, NPD, in the DSM-5. What is narcissism? At its core, narcissism is a personality trait defined by inflated sense of self-importance, deep need for admiration, crucially, lack of empathy. It's not just thinking I'm the best. It's a mindset where a person believes they are special, superior, rules don't apply to them, and others' feelings are irrelevant. Today, narcissism appears on social media, influencers making everything about themselves, leaders using people for power, or partners boosting their ego in relationships. Narcissism can originate from childhood experiences, excessive praise without constructive feedback or emotional neglect. Cultural influences, societies emphasizing individualism. Genetic factors. Harvard research suggests that kids who are overpraised without boundaries may develop entitlement. Those who face neglect may wear a narcissistic mask to protect themselves. The dangerous part: narcissists are often unaware of their behavior. They genuinely believe they are right, and the world is wrong. Example: Kanye West publicly calls himself a genius and reacts angrily to criticism. This isn't just fame, it's a classic narcissistic sign. Freud called narcissism a defense mechanism to hide insecurities, and modern psychology recognizes NPD as a clinical disorder in the DSM-5. Two faces of narcissism. Narcissism has two main types. 1. Grandiose narcissist, loud, bold, center of attention. Confident outwardly, but confidence is built on a superiority complex. Craves praise, collects status symbols, seeks power. Reacts with rage, blame, or revenge to criticism. Example, a politician constantly bragging about victories, ignoring opposition. Key, dominant and easy to spot, but empathy is almost zero. 2. Vulnerable/covert narcissist, quiet, sensitive, victim-like. Appears insecure externally, but internally filled with entitlement. Manipulates using guilt, no one understands me, the world is against me. Often blames others for their failures while projecting innocence. More dangerous in relationships because they gain sympathy and control. Dark side, narcissistic abuse. The real darkness of narcissism is narcissistic abuse, a slow poison that damages emotionally, mentally, and sometimes physically. The pattern. Love bombing, excessive affection to hook you. Devaluation, criticism, invalidation. Discard, ignoring or leaving when you are no longer useful. Common tactics. Gaslighting, making you doubt your memory, I never said that. Emotional neglect, ignoring your needs. Control, jealousy, monitoring, isolating you from friends. Cold indifference, emotionless when you're hurt. Effects on victims, anxiety, depression, low self-esteem, PTSD, similar to trauma survivors. Example, Amber Heard vs. Johnny Depp allegations highlighted narcissistic abuse publicly. The abuse cycle often repeats, tension incident reconciliation repeat. Long-term effects include chronic stress and health issues. Knowledge and support are key to breaking free. NPD, Narcissistic Personality Disorder. When narcissistic traits become intense and rigid, controlling a person's relationships and life, it's called Narcissistic Personality Disorder, NPD, a clinical diagnosis. DSM-5 defines 9 core traits, at least 5 need to be present long-term for diagnosis. Use the acronym SPECIAL-ME to remember the 9 signs of NPD. Sense of self-importance. Preoccupation with power, beauty, or success. Entitled. Can only be around people who are important or special. Interpersonally exploitative for their own gain. Arrogant. Lack empathy. Must be admired. Envious of others or believe that others are envious of them. Prevalence, 1% of the population, more common in men, but exists in women too. Causes. Genetic, 50% heritable. Environmental, childhood neglect, abuse, over-pampering, inconsistent parenting. Effects on relationships and work. Romantic relationships often unstable, high divorce rates. Emotional distance in family/friendships. Workplace issues, alienates colleagues, can't tolerate criticism, struggles with teamwork. Irony of NPD, the narcissist rarely feels distressed, the distress is experienced by those around them. This makes diagnosis and treatment challenging. Treatment challenges. Patients often don't admit there's a problem. Therapy works only with genuine commitment. CBT and long-term psychotherapy can help but are slow with high dropout rates. Narcissist versus sociopath versus psychopath. Key rule: all psychopaths may show narcissistic traits, but not all narcissists are psychopaths. Narcissist manipulates for approval. Sociopath manipulates for thrill/convenience. Psychopath manipulates for control/domination. Examples. Narcissist, inflated self-image, low empathy, needs admiration. Boss taking credit for teamwork while believing they're a great leader. Sociopath, impulsive, rule-breaking, manipulates for personal gain. Con artist exploiting others for excitement or profit. Psychopath, genetically predisposed, calm, calculated, emotionless. Ted Bundy, charming, intelligent, no remorse. Narcissism in the workplace, a growing challenge. Narcissism is increasingly part of workplace culture. From Greek myths to modern businesses, narcissists focus on themselves, crave praise, and lack empathy. Problems they create: entitlement, blame, rage at criticism, arrogance, bullying. Workforce statistics. Pathological, NPD, 1%, most toxic. Extreme, 6 to 10%, better to avoid close work. Mild/normal, majority, confident and charming, can perform well with guidance. Why it's increasing. Individualistic culture. Praise-heavy parenting. Early social media exposure. Workplace strategies. Smart hiring, filter extreme cases early. Strong leadership, don't put narcissists in leadership. Team culture, group success, individual ego. Regular feedback, praise, incentives, clear direction. Clear rules, consistent accountability for all. Narcissistic traits can't be fully removed but can be managed for business benefits without creating a toxic culture. Managing expectations. If you must stay with a narcissist in family, co-parenting, or relationships, don't expect sudden empathy, affection, or mutuality. Meet deeper needs through healthy sources: friends, family, therapy. Flip energy, focus 90% on healthy connections, 10% on toxic ones. Safe topics for conversation, neutral subjects, avoid insults. This approach maintains sustainability, emotional independence, and self-worth. Dove conclusion. Narcissists can erode trust and self-worth in personal relationships and workplaces. Awareness is power. Recognize patterns, set boundaries, seek help, and prioritize yourself. You deserve real empathy, respect, and healthy connections. Call to action. If this video was helpful, like, share with someone stuck in a narcissistic situation, and subscribe with the bell icon for updates. Comment below, which pattern did you recognize? What was your biggest takeaway? I read every comment.